It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo.
Good evening to you, good afternoon to you, good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Maiyegun awamo, lamo dododo.
Maiyegun diary, na ibi number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun diary, na ibi number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary.
Thank you very much. I want you to please share the broadcast. If you are just joining me live, okay? Share the broadcast, invite your friends and tell them that Maiyegun is live. Tonight, I want to speak more about the IPOB sit-at-home. The rising fisticuffs on social media, personality targets, and a little bit of internal ruckus. I don't know if I even pronounced that right. What I'm going to tell you tonight, or what I'm going to share with you tonight, may not go down well with some people, but I'm used to that. Just know that whatever I share with you on this program tonight is basically my opinion, backed by some verifiable facts. Something that will make you want to think before you act. And if you don't like me for it, fine. Maybe I'll be lucky next time, if that really matters anyway. So share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Tell them, Maiyegun today.
YouTube.
Maiyegun today.
And yes, we like you.
Maiyegun today.
Oh, Baba Bewure.
Maiyegun mami.
And yes, we like you.
Maiyegun today.
Bijo Ibadiye.
Maiyegun mami.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am not a Biafran. I mean, not by blood. I am not a Biafran, but I am a friend of Biafra. And good enough. I am not alone. There is something that attracted many of us who decided to give whatever support we can in our own little tiny way, right? To give, solidarity, I call it, to everyone who is doing even more, sacrificing even more. And in their pains, they tend to have been forgotten, like people already sacrificed for whatever comes to them. And people like us who are pretty much critical thinkers, we believe that if we all decided to stay away because we are not Biafrans, just like, we're told when they came for the Christians, say, no, I'm not a Christian, I'm a Muslim. When they came for the Muslims, they said, no, I'm not a Muslim, I'm an Hindu. When they came for the, on and on, until when they came for the Shiites, people said, well, thank God I'm not a Shiite, so I don't have to worry. Then they went for Showore. And before they even went for Showore, it was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the first time. Until they kill and kill and kill. Some of you said, well, we are not Biafrans, so it doesn't really bother us. And they started killing the Revolution Now protesters. They deserved it. Thank God I am not a Revolution Now. They went after the NSAS youth. Some said, that's so bad. But thank God I am not. Right before our eyes, they came for Oloye Sunday Igboho. They came for the innocent young Yoruba men and women. Here we are. Same thing happening all over the place. And that is what prompted people like us to feel like, no, why should we be neutral? And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu means a lot, or means different things to different people. Right? And I remember very well, vividly, when this whole madness started with Bokwari in 2016. It was so bad that being a Yoruba man, talking about the injustice being meted at the Biafrans at the time, right, was probably something many never expected. So it became two things. To my own Yoruba brothers and sisters who never really understood why. What's your business with the Biafrans? Are you a Biafran now, Maiyegun? What's your business with them? To them, I was only looking for an attention. To the real Biafrans I was talking about, like I talk about every other things, right? Some of them were like treating me with what is called suspicion. Don't worry, he's a Yoruba man. Give him time. That's how they do. I don't believe them. Until today, that I managed to have a handful of the Biafrans who will say, Maiyegun, tested and trusted. Apart from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who happened to be the kind of the magnet that attracted even his own enemies to him, his friends, the enemies and all of them all together about his message on the Biafra, which I said actually means different things to different people. Along the line, he became the center force that even his own enemies want to listen to his broadcasts. Then by chance, by grace, Chukwu Obiama gave you Simon Ekpa, which normally, like the last time when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was held, there was no kind of energy like this, where people are not lost. Somehow, the handful flock have a shepherd, a temporary shepherd. And I remember telling people, I said, whether it is for attention, the way you see it, whether it is for anything else. Everyone standing up against the injustice in Nigeria, whatever they choose to follow, whatever agenda you want to call it, as long as you have the courage, and you also have the gifts to stand up and mobilize people, stand up for something in that Nigeria of today, I always see it as a privilege and not a competition. And I remember telling people, I said, Showore will never do anything wrong. In my eyes, never. Oloye Sunday Igboho will never do anything wrong. In my eyes, same with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And every person who has either been a victim of this tyrannical, murderous establishment you have in Nigeria. So personally, I felt like, since it is not a competition, we should all see it as a grace. But you know one thing, I am so shocked that I remember I did a video when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers came out, and they said when they met with him, he told the lawyers to tell the DOS, that is the Directorate of States, if I'm not mistaken, of Biafra. So many people may think, well, maybe some think, those who are not really into what IPOB is all about, okay? Some think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is everything. The head, the middle, and the toe of IPOB. Yes, the world media or the image out there might have presented him so, but I took my time to really study the hierarchical command of IPOB. And on the last count, they had about 17 people who are in charge of everything IPOB. But once Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out and he says something, he is speaking on behalf of those 17. Do they agree on everything? Of course not. Uche Mefo, who happened to be the deputy to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he was also arrested when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. The first time, there was so much attacking between them that the division, the crack between them didn't heal. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out, he ended up having to excommunicate Mefo from the IPOB. Now, his lawyer met with him. The arrangements they put together, which I actually understand the reactions of the people. When I made the video on this, on the sit-at-home, I said, respect the man whose name was using to give this same order to start the sit-at-home. If not for anything, but for that man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But again, there are people who have the right to either continue the sit-at-home if they want, okay? But since the last order was that they should sit at home, then on the second thought, right, I have read and followed so many handful, platforms speaking about Biafra. I'm talking about reliable platforms now. I'm not talking about those ones you called fake accounts, okay? And let me put it this way again. The order came from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, according to them. And I remember telling people that even when people want to stay at home and said no until they see their leader, they have the right to, okay? Fine. The DOS might have been the one that gave the order and also postponed or cancelled it. Well, they said postponed it, which means they can still pretty much continue with it. I said, everyone who has an opportunity to have a platform to speak to people, to calm nerves, should use their platform to tell people to calm down and wait for any further development, rather than use their platform to plant doubts in the minds of the people about the validity of the order. I remember saying that. However, people said, apart from them seeing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's picture, when he suddenly appeared in Nigeria, according to the Nigeria Daura Secret Service and Malamun, the Attorney General, they haven't really seen him. Yes, his lawyers have said they've met with him, but no one else has probably seen him since that Kenya incident, right? Which is kind of credible. If people says, listen, we are going to maintain every Monday sit at home until we have a video pictorial evidence of our leader, that what if they've killed him? Again, people have every right to feel that way, okay? However, going to the extreme of attacking and tearing yourselves apart to the point that a young man, out of his own volition and the possible inspiration from the same man that all of you love, according to those who genuinely love him, right? Simon, I have seen him done so much. I mean, I watch him from distance and I watch him so close, like I do on so many people. I have seen him raise funds organized by Biafran women in the diaspora many times for the cause of supporting the Biafran struggle in Nigeria. Some of you are talking about ESN. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, one of the reasons why he became the target of this Janjaweed Fulani government in Nigeria is because he went abroad and he was asking the Biafrans never to be deceived by the one Nigeria lie that what is coming against the other ethnic and tribes in Nigeria, it will be worse than what happened during the Biafra war. He was asking them to contribute money and let them get weapons, supply weapons to those who are ready to volunteer to defend Biafra land. That was one of the reasons why the government of Nigeria put a target on his back. That was why they have been killing every young person in Igbo land since. Simon Ekpa, when you count people, the luck you have is this, right? This is somebody who is doing it out of that passion of, and luckily and good enough after hard work, after repeated setback for the same cause, the same message, he was able to hold ground after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on this street, on this social media streets. If you are looking for one of the viable, strong, and consistent platforms that speak passionately about Biafra, Simon Ekpa will be your go-to platform. Just like many people will say, I don't like how Nnamdi Kanu talk. I don't like his preach. You know what I mean? You may not like his style, but can you ignore the facts in those styles? There are people I don't like. I don't like how they do. But guess what? I just keep my distance. I respect them from far, and I keep my own respects. Because it is not a competition. That platform must not die simply because some of you suddenly feel like it is a threat to the point that, listen, the reason why I'm doing this is this. I have an opportunity of having many of you on Maiyegun's diary Politico. And if I have anything that has been bothering me, this is it. I have seen brothers, sisters cook up stories against one another to the point that some people actually released the statements with the letter-headed paper of IPOB. From Simon Ekpa's residence of abode, denying him
telling everybody never to listen to him, telling everybody that he has a hand in what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Like, are you guys for real? The letter is on there. It's out there. Who are those who came up with that? What they are doing right now is that those who released the letter, they were not authorized to. But yet, these are the same guys in the same country Simon lives, where Simon and many of them, IPOB family in that place, they've organized many times football matches, expedition, get together, protests, and so many things that many of us got to know about through Simon's platform. I'm not in any way trying to tell you that you don't have a right to disagree. I was told that the reason why many of you were angry is because when or some people within the DOS behind the scene, they felt like Simon is gaining all the limelight, and then he's putting himself in the position like he can give authority. And when that didn't fly, some of them are now saying the reason why people are still sitting at home was because Simon and others told people not to obey. I mean, come on, you can disagree. That's all right. But how could you then go to the level of discrediting yourselves, trying to destroy yourselves, reporting the platform, the only viable, stronger platform that you should make even stronger? How would that help in helping the cause of Biafra? They said they didn't swear to an oath. I mean, if there is no sinister motive, nobody that is living where Simon is living, none of them will say they approached him. He's a member, they've met with him, they've interacted many times. I have seen him attended many of their years now. I have seen him attended many of their meetings there. And the guy is is pretty much a drama guy himself. He would dress up in this, this royal regalia and all of that. I've seen him. How could they then come out to say he's not a member? Because they felt like there are many other ridiculous reasons that some people are out there and they are saying they are doing so because they love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All of you, you have YouTube. Many of you have your own YouTube channels. You have your own Facebook pages. You could use those platforms to do the same thing Simon is doing. If there is any success out of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's presence on social media in the past 10 years, is the fact that his messages discovered somebody who wishes he's pretty much like him and would love to be like him, not because he wanted to be him. Inspired enough to get his attention. Now, what stops those people from that place approaching him and say, come to our next meeting. We want you to come and take the IPOB oath of office, oath of allegiance. The oath they are talking about is not actually like you have to go there and you have to kill a goat, or you have to kill a cow, or you have to drink a blood. Because some of you are making it look so on social media, denying all of the contribution that all of you have made. You have your own YouTube channels. You have your own Facebook channels. And ridiculously, you are accusing him of using Biafra to make money when he is using a YouTube channel that is monetized, that people can voluntarily use this super chat or super sticker to support him. And the same guy have raised thousands of dollars, which would translate into millions of naira. You love the establishment of ESN. There are people who are actually funding the survival of those entities or those organizations. There are those who are doing everything they can, not because they have millions to offer, but because they have a platform or platforms that can actually promote millions. But you guys are not doing that. And honestly speaking, maybe Simon himself will need to begin to understand something. And that thing is that, like I used to tell people, I happen to be somebody who is a one-man mopo, one-man battalion, Maiyegun General. Even though I'm beginning to have some crew of people who help me behind the scene, right? I've always been one-man mopo. I haven't been chosen by any battle to lead any war or any kind of revolution anywhere. My own type of kind of a revolution is the awakening revolution, which makes me just one man mopo that will talk about every injustice, because I know that an injustice somewhere is injustice everywhere. And that's what attracted me to the Biafrans. But there are people who have sworn to give it all it takes to the cause they have chosen, right? And one of them is Simon, inspired by the likes of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Okay? I am not somebody who will say, oh, I am now the leader of the Yoruba nation. I don't have that capacity, no doubt. But somebody said, I will continue to propagate and expatiate, to continue to enlighten the people through the messages of our leader, even if they choose to lock him up. But it's not even Simon Ekpa alone that is under attack. Do you know that some people have gone as far as threatening Barrister Aloy Ejimako, one of the lawyers allowed to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? I'm talking about not just a threat, death threats from angry IPOB members who are accusing them to have collected money from Nigerian government in order to destroy and kill the Biafran struggle. This is not just a social media rant anymore. People's lives have been threatened, including those who already put their lives on the line, representing all the persecuted, all those people who have been hunted down as IPOB member all over Nigeria, including Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What are you guys going to do or achieve when all of you that are known to be genuine IPOB or Biafran supporters only to turn around to try to destroy every platform that is there to keep the hope alive? I mean, if you manage to scare his own barristers away to the point that they can no longer speak or tell you anything, right? What end result would that be? So maybe Simon, like I wanted to say, Simon should begin to know that he doesn't have to react, whether tweet or whether live or whatever. It doesn't have to react to everything. He should begin to realize that somehow, even those who are antagonizing him and every other person who is facing this kind of unnecessary attacks, they should begin to realize that they are actually chosen by the battle and time. And they hold those millions of people who look forward to the messages, the reminder that this is not dead. The fight is on. Stay together. To remind those ones that indeed they can continue to have hope and faith. I'm sending this out. Like I said, you don't have to take my message. In fact, you don't even have to like what I'm saying. Okay? I believe those who should do something would do something. You don't have to write about everything. This young man said he was contacted through the lawyers to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he should begin to broadcast about Biafra through the Biafra radio. Somehow, some people got offended with that. According to them, that's pretty much like putting him above everybody. He is a broadcaster talking, somebody who is talking. He has a platforms where if he turn on his camera, you will see thousands of people there listening to him. But he was ready to sacrifice all of that to make sure that the messages are shared through the bigger platform. I mean, some people were not comfortable with that. They fought it. They buried it until DOS came out to say he was never told to broadcast from there. He rushed. And as we speak, the guy went back to his platform, his YouTube, his Facebook, and he continued to do what he has to do. Then some people are complaining that he is getting super chat, he's getting super sticker. I believe they are there with their calculator, calculating how much money people are giving, forgetting the fact that those who are giving that support are doing so voluntarily. How could you do that and expect that people should actually believe that you are fighting for something? So maybe those guys should see that they are called. It is the battle that chose them. They didn't choose it. And if you are indeed for it, you will just wake up every morning, follow whatever your instinct tells you. I want to talk about this. Go on, talk about it, talk about everything. And go on and get your rest. Do everything you are doing. And that is exactly how you are going to prove those who want you to still prove them wrong. That's how you are going to continue to prove them wrong. And it will make them change. They will loathe you. They will dislike you further. But guess what? You will also win more friends, more converts that will eventually see you as who you are. A genuine compatriot that will do anything and everything to bring about the Biafra. What is wrong with that? There's something they call jealousy. Jealousy now, witchcraft, where people know they confess to. Jealousy is a kind of witchcraft that people don't like to confess to. When people are jealous for no reason, why is he like that? Why is he getting so many people there? Why does everybody calling him this? Why did he call himself that? Why? Why? The reason why you are asking why is simply because you are wondering, why can't I be like him? Then because you are obsessed, just like some people, older people, they are also obsessed with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Who is he? Why does he think he is so powerful? Why does he think he can just tell people to sit at home and they will sit? Why does he think that, who is he? Why? He doesn't even have a political party. He doesn't have a political structure. He doesn't even have money. What the hell is he? He's not even this. He's not even a former, you know what I'm talking about? That's how those political class in Igbo land see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why? Who is he? He's just a charlatan. Look at us. We are rich. We can control this and that. But yet, this guy will no rich. This guy will no get title. This guy will no get political structure. This guy will say, we are sitting at home on Sunday. Chukwuke Obiama and all of that, you know, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When it's Saturday, my brothers and sisters, that's it. It will turn off the camera. And tomorrow morning, well, overnight, you will start seeing politicians giving their own. Don't go if you stay at home. Story. You will lose your job. Story. People will stay at home and everywhere will just be like, ke. That's how they disliked him. Some of you, now that jealousy witchcraft, they worry you. And I told you, do you want to live happily? Do not see everything as a competition. Do not look at other people and say, why am I? I mean, if I was him, I would do better. If it was me talking about that thing he's talking, I would say it better. Open a YouTube channel. Okay? It's free. Open a Facebook page. It is free. Okay? And buy yourself a camera or use your phone camera, which is also free since you have a phone. And connect to your Wi-Fi, your internet. Tell us what we should know. Tell us better. We will listen to you. Don't be afraid of that. And don't think, because when you start now, you may not get 1,000 people. You may not get 10,000 people watching you right away. But you will see people listening to you. Many of us started with 1 person, 2 people, 3 people watching. You don't even know if they are watching or they just turn it on and say, waiting be this one they talk. But at the end of the day, it grew up to something that you can't put yourself in that box and say, if it was me, I would just tell people to start it. Or support those who are doing it by encouraging them. Oh, I disagree with that. I think it's better. Why don't you let us blah, 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 blah. That's pretty much healthy. Look at what they are doing to us in Yoruba land as well. How do you think it is still difficult to get a lot of our people to understand that we are all in this mess together? You may be buying time now, thinking you are sitting on the fence, or probably you think you are not directly affected, right? A Yoruba lady who went home to bury her mom, right? She was last week. She was in Victoria Island, hosting friends and family for her mom's burial. Then she decided to visit Oyo State from Lagos. On her way, bandits waylaid her. They shot and killed her in the presence of her children. Now she won't be coming back to the UK alive. Her children, God bless their soul. God bless them. I don't know what will be their, what will be their faith, so to say now, their faith rather. Now that is an example of you may not be affected right away, but it doesn't really spare you of it because we are all in it together. The person that stood up and said, we must stop all this madness. We must do our best to, rally ourselves around and defend our land and defend ourselves, as we are going to be facing attacks from everywhere, from the bandits, from the terrorists, and from the official terrorists, the Nigerian security agents. Oloye Sunday Igboho became their target, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oloye Sunday Igboho has been in the Benin Republic jail for the past, how many months now? From July 1st, when they attacked his house, to July 4th, when, what do you call it? July 1st, when they attacked and tried to kill him. Since that same July, he's been there. That's been like almost 2 months now, right? And we don't even have that kind of coverage or understanding in Yoruba land to push and pressure those who are holding him to free him. Well, our case is a bit different. We know that Oloye Sunday Igboho is in Benin Republic, not in the control of these Janjaweed criminals who could do anything, right? But that of the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a bit kind of, more serious, right? So which simply means that those of us who never thought a day like this would come, whereby many of our own people will become kidnapped by the government, killed, simply because they're asking us to defend ourselves and to protect ourselves from those invaders. Just a message. Years ago, you won't believe that. And yet, they have told us that we have not seen anything yet. The worst is even just coming. This is just like a warm-up. So how many of us do you think will end up in a position of, losing our liberty, running away from Yoruba land simply because we speak out or speak up to ask for the emancipation and self-determination of the Yoruba people, which is due to this injustice of you who arrest a terrorist will become the defendant because you will be accused of violating the rights of the terrorist for daring to go on and arrest them or even fight them. So how does that then bring a unity, equity, or any justice at all? So people said, if we can't defend ourselves, if you can't defend or protect us, then there's no point in being part of this arrangement anymore. Those of you who never believed Yoruba land could become occupied, well, I have a news for you. The whole thing is just a matter of days, a matter of weeks, or even months, but it will eventually come before they finally occupy the entire Yoruba land. Yeah, before our brothers and sisters also become refugees here and there, or even prisoners in Nigeria, accused of trying to protect Yoruba land, which is now a treasonable offense in Nigeria under this terrorist government that forgives and pardons terrorists, while activists are being jailed. Now, like they say in Yoruba land, makomakoni. So we now have the same effect in Yoruba land. How many of us would need to lose our liberty before you realize that we're actually all in this mess together? The bottom line is this. If there is anything we have right now, it is ourselves. Yes, there is no part of Nigeria that is not feeling any kind of marginalization. Some people decided to what? To pretend that they are better off, even when they are not. I'm talking about those who come from different regions all over Nigeria. But nevertheless, we have seen enough, whereby even with the world media, they have reported the ongoing secession, secession campaigns in Nigeria to break up Nigeria into different ethnic countries, nationalities, I would say, right? Everybody is reporting that as we speak today. And for that reason, those who are not really, and also we have those who believe that the establishment, the system must be crushed, replaced before anyone can peacefully have the discussion around having their own country. To me, everyone is right. As long as you are not in any way supporting the entrenchment and the continuation of this rigged system, you are my friend. Now, why are we all asking for different things from this rigged contraption? Because we are all shortchanged, marginalized, and the only way we can make any difference is if we recognize and acknowledge what unites us, and that is the injustice. That is what brought everybody out to demand for everything or different things today. Now, if we can use that as a bond, not tear ourselves apart, not turn this into competitions, not try to pull each other down, one another down. Whether you are for revolution now, whether you are for NSAS and what have you, whether you are for Biafra, you are for Oduduwa Republic, whatever you are for, Nigeria made you that. Do not forget, and do not give an excuse of our disagreement or whatever differences we have, which are pretty much inconsequential, if you ask me, right? If you can unite, if we all can be united by one common thing, which is the injustice that pushed us all to this level, if we can be united and bring down this establishment that brought us to this level, this hegemony, this rigged system, you found out that after the dust settles, to have your Biafra, to have your freedom, to have your Yoruba nation, to have everything you might desire, is actually possible. And I hope my message helps in any way. There are other things I would like to say, but I'll keep it at that. I won't go to bed without saying this, especially on the bickering and this kind of attacks on one another among our brothers and sisters, the Biafrans, on social media. If I have a bit of an influence tonight, what I'm going to say is that you should all remember one thing. If you collapse this foundation before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out. It will mold it back. And many of you who probably don't know the consequences of this, you will be the ones that will end up becoming nothing, because this is not a competition. And like I said, the only person that seems, I'm the only person that can tell the Biafrans to stop the sit at home is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself. People will continue to sit at home. Others will continue to go to their daily work. And wherever everyone subscribe to, it will all be for the genuine love of a man that they believe gave up everything just to make them never to forget those who died in the course of trying to seek freedom. Now, if the price people want to pay is to continue to, because today people sat at home. This is the third week and the second week when they were told to suspend it, which means only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can tell them to stop sitting at home. But it's a good one, a positive one. If the people insist and continues, that will put enough pressure, because it works. It will put enough pressure on those political class who are currently pretending or playing hide and seek or trying to milk the kidnapper and the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the Igbo land towards 2023. They will realize that since they won't have the people, and if this got escalated, it will be more than just one day, as they are preparing for 2023, pretending that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not being held illegally by the Nigeria government, right? As they are preparing for 2023, the people will end up escalating it. They may turn the sit at home to more than just a day a week. And at that point, anything can happen, which is why I agree that if people choose to be, let those of us who have the opportunity to speak to people, let us spread message of calmness, not message of attack or this threat to one another. At the end of the day, you may call it social media this or social media that, but you are tearing the house apart. And these are the most very vital structure of the house: the legal team, the media team. You see these two structures. You should never attack these personalities. I mean, not openly. And I'm so happy that majority of the Biafrans online, they don't give these guys who are doing this actual job, they are not giving them any breathing space. And I love that. Okay? But if you are one of them, betrays, you cannot destroy your media team or your biggest media platform on Biafra struggle on the world stage. You can't do that and say you love Biafra. You cannot destroy or intimidate or threaten your legal team, right? And say because you love Biafra. You cannot continue to cook up stories to damage people because you don't like them or you disagree with them. When you do all of these things, these guys are human beings. They are not stones. And don't think they should all have thick skins to undo all your trolling and bullying and all of that. Be human. Try to be human. You may have trust issue, but it seems that the world has kind of moved on from that stage. If many of you have a trust issue, that you believe that everybody can be bought, people can just be given money, and then they will just say whatever, right? In this present day and time, the only person that can come out physically to say we are calling off the Biafran struggle is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I can tell you this, fact for fact, if he says that 99% of the Biafran IPOB members, they will deny him. That's to tell you that even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would never come out and say, let us forget Biafra. So therefore, any message that can come from the legal team to you, to the team, the one that can share with you, which is just about encouraging people to continue to pray, continue to keep the flag flying, continue to mobilize, continue to network, organize, protest here and there all over the world. Apart from those messages, the only message that I personally will question will be if they say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu retracted about Biafra in DSS custody. Even myself would disagree with that. But guess what? There is no point in attacking these personalities. Okay? Some said DOS should be the one to give the order. You are being naive. DOS will receive the message from the legal team, the lawyers, because DOS have no any contact with him, except when they have a clearance as member of the delegate to see him. Okay? It is then they can be present. Now, that is a legitimate demand. If you say we want, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's brother, was allowed to visit him. He was there. And he came back and he said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said you should suspend it. You attacked them, you bullied them, you did a lot. Throw them, call them names, accuse them of collecting money and the rest of that, right? Now, legitimately, people can demand and say, we want the members of the DOS to be members of the delegation that will visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in one of these visits. That is a reasonable thing to say or demand for. That is something that can be, assuaded to. If their DSS, their Oral Secret Service, allowed them to bring anybody in, sure, right? But if they don't, legally, they have to let him see his legal team. Yes, you have every right to suspect that. What if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not there? But you cannot say he's not there. You know what I mean? His lawyers are there. And yes, you can also demand that you want to see his video and what have you, okay? But one thing I want us to know is this. Do not attack these men, because you have no idea what they are also passing through for being bold enough to come out and represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And some of you, out of love, you are saying all of these things, right? But some people are actually responsible for financing all this legal representation. And without people who are bold enough to stand up and face these criminals, do you know that those who are standing legally for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu themselves are going through different government scrutiny, which means their own family members, their businesses, their legal interests and everything are being scrutinized by this same criminal government. I remember when they attacked the family house of one of the Mazi, the IPOB lawyers. I forgot his name right now. The main one. They attacked him. They killed 2 people in his house, killed his guard. They burned down his property. Who were they? Nigerian military, right there in the east, simply because he is the lawyer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. A lot happened. Attacking them. Ejiofor, God bless you. Barrister Ejiofor. We have Barrister Aloy Ejimako. We have Barrister Ejiofor, which is the main legal counsel. He lost his own property, his lives. He was living in hiding because Nigerian government were inviting him. DSS were inviting. How can DSS be inviting the lawyer to somebody who is defending somebody in court because they were intimidating them? They nearly killed him. But look at what you are doing to them on social media now. I'm so grateful to all of you who have taken it upon yourself to make sure that you rebuke these guys, okay? Continue to do that. I'm not saying you should bully them, but they are doing a lot of damages. And please don't say they are DSS fake accounts. Please. That would be like you are insulting me. Okay? I'm talking about verified, platforms with verified information. But since the last 5 days, it's been a bit of a madness. Save the house. Don't let your personal ambition or personal disagreement with people who somehow situation or circumstances has brought them to the limelight to continue to lead the charge. Okay, protect what you have hand, and then we will meet on the victory stand. Until then, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thank you for sharing. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Good night.
Ani esunra súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé.